Good day and welcome to the Alberti-Base. So, the whole world is currently in the process of adapting to the conditions presented to us by the corona thingy. In most places, you are encouraged to stay at home, I hope, and if possible, also work from home. Now, to work from home is a process made possible in 2020 thanks to many wonderful programs in coding, and one of those programs is called Zoom. Now, if you live under a rock and you don't know what Zoom is a video conferencing app. I was first introduced myself to Zoom by a guy I haven't seen in years who came up to me to sell me a Ponzi scheme. Now, he wanted me to use Zoom to attend a business meeting, which was basically a PowerPoint lecture on how this is not a pyramid scheme. Now, since its launch, the app has gained a lot of popularity and usage thanks to the lockdown we are now in. People from far and wide use it to do several things. But the one thing you may not know is that Zoom has been proven repeatedly to be unsafe to use. By using it, even installing it on your computer, you're opening up yourself to a bunch of risks. Google issued an internal memo recently telling its employees not to use Zoom under any circumstances. Now, while this may in part be to competition, the risk is still real. You can go check the news. Recently, Zoom has been the topic of more than one public hacking fiasco. But fear not, because today I'll be showing you how to use Zoom without fear of being hacked. If you absolutely have to use the program, this is the way to go. So before I show you how to safeguard yourself, let me show you how you can be vulnerable. Now firstly, hacking does not work like in the movies. There's not some guy in a hoodie clicking away at the keyboard and then declaring loudly, "I'm in," after like 30 seconds of randomly hacking away at the keyboard. That's not how it works. To hack a piece of software, what you need to do is you need to use some clever tricks to make it do something that it wasn't intentionally designed to do. Now, in Zoom's case, this is particularly dangerous, given its feature set. Firstly, well, it has access to your webcam and to your audio, so any hacker would be able to take pictures of you as well as hear all your dirty little secrets you whisper at night. Now you may be thinking, well, that's not too bad. I don't do anything in front of my webcam and I don't whisper dirty little secrets at night. Firstly, how do you know? And secondly, this is not the worst part. We're getting to that. A less well-known feature of Zoom is not only the ability to share your screen with someone, but to also allow someone else to remotely control your PC using their keyboard and mouse. This could be useful in a tech support situation. It is very much dangerous to you, because once a hacker takes control of your PC remotely, well, anything can happen. They can move a mouse and type on your keyboard. Now you may be thinking Zoom is the only potentially dangerous program you have on your computer, but ladies and gentlemen, once a hacker can control your mouse and keyboard, they can install any software they want. This includes ransomware, which can encrypt your drive unless you pay them money, as well as a keylogger, which can record all your keystrokes and see everything you type. And I'm betting if you have a PC, you use that keyboard to type your passwords and stuff. And if a hacker has your passwords, I'm also betting most of you use the same password for everything you do. So a hacker uses Zoom to control your PC, install a keylogger, read your keyboard, to get your passwords to hack your life. Now, that may be worst case scenario, but if you're still not feeling a little bit scared, you know what, just click out of the video, exit. There's clearly no convincing you that it's dangerous. If you, however, are smart, have an IQ above that of a rock, and do care about your safety, please follow along so I can show you how to safeguard your PC. For this process, you will need a PC. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm assuming if you use Zoom, you already have a PC. Great! Let's do this. The technique we'll be using is called virtualization. We'll be using software to simulate a whole computer on your current computer. And the software we'll be using for that is called VirtualBox. Why am I using that one? Well, because it's free and it's relatively easy to use, so there's no entry cost for you guys. The first thing you want to do is head over to Microsoft's website and download the Windows Install Media Creation tool they provide. I'll link that in the description so you won't struggle to find it. Once you've got that, launch the tool and select the option that creates an ISO file, because we won't be using a USB for this process. While the tool downloads Windows and creates your media, head over to Oracle's website, also linked in the description, and download VirtualBox. You can just perform a normal installation of VirtualBox on your PC. Once done, launch the program and select the blue circle that says New. You can name the virtual machine anything you like. You can select the storage location for the hard drive, and also be sure to select Windows 10 for the operating system. 32 or 64-bit would be dependent on the computer you're using for this tutorial. But this is the same as the Windows Install Media is creating, so if you're not sure, you can go and check that setting to find out. For the most part, the settings for the virtual machine can be left as is because the defaults are good enough. The size of the virtual RAM and hard drive you can adjust based on how powerful your PC is. Once the Windows Install Media Creation tool finishes its job, you can close it and start your virtual machine in VirtualBox. VirtualBox will ask you for an ISO file to boot from. Be sure to select the ISO your Install Media tool just created. Follow the normal steps to install Windows, it's not that difficult. Once the install finishes, you can turn off your virtual machine because we'll be configuring some other stuff. Now, for an optional step here, it is useful to have a USB Wi-Fi dongle. Some of you may already own one. If not, they're cheap enough to buy. But if you really don't want to get one, it's also fine. It's not the end of the world. This will still work. Using a separate network adapter is just safer, you know? So if you're not using the separate adapter, just leave everything as is. If you are, you're going to want to head into your virtual machine settings in VirtualBox, go to the network tab, and in the adapter options, select None. This will make sense later. Now it's time to boot into your virtual machine. The first boot will look horrible, basically. That's fine. Log in using the username and password you chose during the install process. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is in VirtualBox, select Devices and insert Guest OS Editions image, something like that. This is the drivers for the virtual machine to function properly. You can install the Guest OS Editions just like you would install a normal program. When that is done, just reboot your machine and make sure everything works. If you're using a separate network adapter, this would be the point where you virtually connected. I'll show you how. In the Devices tab in VirtualBox, select your USB adapter, and this will virtually connect it to your virtual machine. If your adapter is one that needs drivers, install them now. If you have a USB webcam, you can follow basically the same process to also connect it over USB, although VirtualBox also provides the option to mount it as a virtual webcam. There's no right answer here, so I suggest you try both with the webcam and choose the one that works best for you. I've found that with different webcams, different options are doing better. And now, you're done! Congratulations, you did it! If you followed along to this point and didn't click out of the video, you're done now. What you have now is a virtual PC, completely separate from your normal PC. This is great because if a hacker does hack you, using Zoom, you would have hacked the virtual PC and not your normal PC. Once you switch off the virtual PC, your normal PC is safe and sound. So you can go ahead and install Zoom on the virtual PC and have your lockdown meetings with peace of mind. Just remember not to do any actual work on the virtual PC. The virtual PC has corona. It needs to be in quarantine. Leave it. It's safer. I know it's tempting to use it, but you have to leave it behind. It has corona. It has corona. It has to live in isolation. It's the only way we can all be safe. Whatever. Anyways, I hope that I could help you in this tutorial and keep you safe during this period. If I helped you, please do me a favor and leave a like. Also subscribe so you don't miss any content in the future. As always, thanks for watching. Alberti-Base.